This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is a case of Palmer versus Palmer. You all are married, you've been together for 20 years, you've got 2 children together, but the life that you have built together is all in jeopardy based on what happens here today. Am I right, Mr. Palmer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, you've opened this case. Tell us why you're here.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here because after 20 years of marriage, I'm suspecting that my wife is cheating on me. Yeah. And I was like, hey, it's getting old. It's time to get to the bottom of it. So I'm here.
Miss Palmer, come on, talk to me. Tell me something.
It hurts me right to the core. I cannot even fathom the thought of another man. Just looking at him, I've been in love with him for all these years. There's no way that I could give myself to anyone else ever.
She's beaming. Look at her. She is beaming.
I love him. I love him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So because you love him so much, how does it feel to be accused of cheating?
At first, when he said what he had said, I was shocked. Like, how could you even say that? How could you even feel that way? I had started a new job. We were behind when I first started, so I had to play catch up in the beginning. I did everything I could do, and then as soon as I left work, I had to go home and work and take care of our family and my wife duties. So it shocked me that he could even think that or feel that.
Yeah, but you know, and sometimes a new job can swallow you whole because you're trying to learn the job
Right.
and be good at it and,
Right.
and do well. And so, you know, I can't fault her for trying to do well on her job. But is there something else to support allegations of cheating?
Well, we were at home one evening, and I assumed she was downstairs, you know, let's say she was cooking, and I was upstairs. Well, I'm also upstairs with her cell phone. But just at that particular moment, I was near it and looked down at the information center, and it was a guy's name. So just to see where I was with her, I asked her, have you been talking to anyone from your job? Or does your maintenance, you know, property management, she has to communicate with her maintenance man. Do your maintenance men have your cell phone number? Do they call you after hours? And that may have been her response and said no. And obviously I had the text message, just came in moments after hours. Look, honey, you want to try that again?
Yeah. So, go ahead, love.
Ms. Palmer, I mean, that's such an easy, innocent question.
Yes.
Why did you give him a false response?
I didn't want him to get upset, and I should have been straight up in the beginning.
But why would he have gotten upset if nothing's going on at work?
I guess I didn't think of how bad it would hurt him. I thought it was just something that would just let it go and move on.
Okay. You know, you have this big smile. Why? What is it that you're smiling about?
He is just a natural actor that one day I feel like I'm watching Kevin Hart and laugh at my pain. And then one day I feel like I'm in most of the days, I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy with Will Smith. And then sometimes I maybe eat Julia Roberts and Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh.
So, you know, I just feel like...
So you're just kind of watching him do his show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I'm a part of it.
But he thinks you're a pretty woman sleeping with another man.
That's correct.
See, and that's the problem.
Look at you, Mr. Cutler.
But there is no problem.
So, I mean, this is very serious. You've got a 20-year marriage here.
That's right.
That's on the line. And he's got a couple of instances of questionable behavior. And so it's kind of starting to mount up. I mean, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reasons to think she's cheating?
Well, one more incident, and maybe you could even relate to this with me.
What?
That scares me, but okay.
Well, being that in a long marriage, you have to do different things to spice it up, okay? I do the laundry in my home just because of the attire that I wear. It's very delicate, so I make sure that, you know, the laundry is done appropriately. Well, when I go to take the laundry to do the laundry, I'm seeing brand new, well, they're in the dirty clothes, but to me, they're new thongs that I've never seen worn on my wife. So I'm wondering, if I've never seen them and you're wearing them and they're dirty, when did you wear them? When did I miss out on seeing some nice looking Vicky Secrets, you know what I'm saying? And she's got some nice ones, you know, so
what part of this he's supposed to relate to, the thong part or the laundry part?
Well, With the thongs,
What's your concern?
I don't get to see them. I get granny panties. You know, I get the
Oh,
panties.
no, not the granny panties.
Where
Okay.
you and I can relate is being that in a 20-year marriage, you have to do things to spice it up. I don't have a problem with granny panties, but I don't want them all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Ms. Palmer, talk to me about why you're wearing thongs every day, but Mr. Palmer is not seeing them any day at all.
Well, I'm always the last one to get the shower. So of course he doesn't see them. So I go straight for my work clothes after cooking all day, after I'm done coming home, and then I take them off and I go get in the shower. He may be too busy in his phone to see it, or maybe too busy watching TV to see me taking them off. But when I get out of the shower, then he pays attention.
And at that point, is that when the granny panties fall in?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I sleep in them.
Miss Palmer, I'm not buying that. How is he not seeing you in these if you wear them every day? That's not holding water for me.
I like to shop and I buy a lot of underwear. And he just doesn't see them when I take them off to go and get in the shower. And then I go straight in the dirty clothes.
Okay, did you see thongs before now?
Well,
Oh, boy.
okay, so these would be what I would get to wash, not see. I don't even know how these work. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't get to see them. You know, I don't even know how these work. But these is what I get. I get these, and we make these sexy.
So the thongs were something that's a new thing
It
since she
came
started
with the
working.
new job, right?
All right.
Miss Palmer, let me just ask a hard question. Who at work are you wearing these thongs for?
Myself and myself only.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna be like Mr. Palmer. I'm not gonna be disarmed by your beautiful smile. So you gotta give me more than that. I mean,
But Mr. Cutler, you know, every now and then a lady likes to have something on that makes her feel like a girl that everybody don't have to know about. You just know that you are girlish underneath.
I understand that. But when you're married, you see that because you see the good, the bad, the up, the down. You see everything.
I'm glad you didn't say ugly.
I would never say that. No, so, but you see everything. So the fact that he's like, the only time he's seeing them when he's doing the laundry, he's like, hey, where these come from? I've never seen her wear these. Yeah, I understand why he's concerned.
Well, okay. All right. Well, I'll have to give you that one, Mr. Cutler.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Palmer, do you have any other reason to believe that Miss Palmer is cheating?
This one particular incident, I believe, took the cake. It was the final straw. I'm on the phone with her. During her getting ready to clock out, it just seemed like she was rushing me off the phone.
Okay.
Because the goodbye was odd, I called back 6 minutes later. She picks the phone up, and she's just full of energy and full of life and full of all these words that were just piling on top of each other. It sounded like, in my opinion, all the talking she was doing was trying to drown out the sound of the background as if someone was accompanying her.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I thought I heard the sound of skin on skin slapping sounds, like.
As if she was on the phone.
Oh. And then it sped up.
The tempo change, yes.
All right, and you associate that sound with what?
Sex,
Somebody body slapping against bodies.
correct, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Palmer, he's hearing. What is that? What were you doing? Were you having sex with somebody?
No, it was me walking through the building with my boots on. That's it. You could hear rat pee on cotton. It was so quiet in the building. I'm the only one in there.
I mean, a boot walking through a building would sound kind of like.
Clop, clop.
But I'm excited coming home, so
Okay.
maybe it was a little faster.
Maybe it's a little faster, but it still doesn't sound like. That's skin on skin right there. So, Miss Palmer, were you having sex with somebody?
No, I was just in shock that he even asked me that question. Mind you, I begged him for about a year to take a lie detector test, just to get the stuff. Just stop saying this. It's not true. I
You
would
begged
never
for
do
who
this.
to take the test?
I begged him to put me through a lie detector test.
So you wanted a lie detector test?
I wanted one, yes.
And you took it.
I took it.
Did you pass it?
Yes, of course I passed.
Okay, so she passed the lie detector test. Why wasn't that enough?
It's not that easy. That's pretty much what got me here is when we took this lie detector test, this is verbatim how it went. The gentleman, strapped her up, fast forwarded to the end results.
Okay.
He brings me in the office. He pulls out that Scantron paper, points to a blue squiggly line, a red squiggly line. Then he points to this bottom number in circles. It says, that's a 95, she passed. Oh, gotta go, guys. Email me, and I'll send you guys the results.
Wow.
And so wait
a second.
You had no confidence in his results then.
None.
And so that's why you came here.
Absolutely, I'm here.
Because our experts are the best.
That's what we do, Mr. Cutler.
That's what we do.
This court has not only had one polygraph examiner, we had two certified licensed polygraph examiners to examine Ms. Palmer to determine, is she cheating? Why would you explain that? All right, you both are certified polygraph examiners, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've trained polygraph examiners.
I have.
You've done more than 3,000. So you all know about this. So the credentials that you are worried about are not in question.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So you both individually and separately administered polygraph examinations to Ms. Palmer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Explain what you did.
First, Your Honor, I conducted a polygraph examination, and during the course of the chart tracing, I detected that she was exhibiting controlled breathing, which is through block breathing and suppression, which is commonly referred to as countermeasures.
When you say controlled breathing, what do you mean?
Controlled breathing is when you're trying to purposely distort the charts, and you're trying to suppress your breath during the timeliness of the asking of the question during the 20-second window of evaluation.
Why were you trying to beat the test?
I was never trying to beat the test, not whatsoever. This is my life, and I would never put myself in a situation to cheat on my husband of 20 years we've been together. Never in my life would I put myself out there for another man to even attempt to snatch me up. I think all this that's going on with him is just me being gone at work makes him jealous. He wants to be with me, and I want to be with him. If I could get paid for staying at home to love my family, I absolutely would.
Mr. Palmer, what are you thinking? Because I can see the wheels moving. What are you thinking?
I don't know. It's things people will do, for love or to cover their own rear end. I don't know. I'm just taking it all in, Your Honor.
Let's get to this, the results of the test. But let me just say this, Ms. Palmer, and you probably heard me say it before. It is better for you to tell your story than, in this case, 2 examiners to tell your story. Is there anything that you need to share?
Not whatsoever. I've been telling my story. I love this man more than anything in this world, and I wouldn't even get to that situation to do something like that.
So it is your unqualified testimony that you have not cheated on your husband?
Never.
All right. You both asked Ms. Palmer, separately and apart, have you had sexual intercourse with another man since you have been married to Mr. Palmer? What was her response, Mr. Lawrence?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what were the results of her examination?
The results of the lie detector were deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what were the results of your examination?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Ms. Palmer, 2.
I've never cheated on him, period.
I know these 2 men. I know their credentials. Have you cheated?
No.
Who have you cheated with?
I have not cheated, period. You can hook me up to any test. You can rewind my brain.
We did hook you up to 2 tests.
I never cheated on this man since we have been married, period.
All right, well, let's go to the next question. You both asked Ms. Palmer, since the start of your new job 2 years ago, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Palmer? Mr. Lawrence, what was her response?
No.
Mr. Platt, what was her response?
She stated no.
Mr. Lawrence, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Platt, what did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
Mr. Palmer? Where's it going from here?
We got a marriage and a family on the line.
I don't know. Definitely reevaluation.
You know, you took marriage vows and it was for better or for worse. This is the worst. I mean, 20 years you don't just throw away on a dime.
Right.
But Ms. Palmer, there's nowhere for you to go if you don't tell him what has happened.
Telling the truth, period. I've never cheated with anyone. End of story.
Well, let me say this, Ms. Palmer. Today may not be the day that you feel like you want to tell him whatever you need to tell him. But at some point soon, for your marriage to go forward, you're going to have a serious conversation with Mr. Palmer. If you have any chance of your marriage going forward, you're going to have to do that.
Ms. Kozak, you all are dating. This is your first significant relationship in some years, and you had a prior appearance in this court as an accused.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you fear issues of infidelity with Mr. Kozak are now appearing in your relationship.
Yes.
Tell us why you've opened this case.
Okay, Your Honor. So I know that Will is cheating on me. You know, I've been here before. I've done this. All the tall tale signs are there. And, you know, I'm praying that it's not true because I do love him and I want to continue building this relationship. But I'm about to renew my lease and I don't want to make the mistake adding him to my contract if he's cheating on me.
So you got some stuff at risk.
Mr. Kozak, she says you're cheating on her. What do you have to say about that?
I'm here to prove that I'm not, and I'm being faithful.
So you're like, this is not me.
It's not me. I think she's paranoid, and she's worried for all the wrong reasons, because her past relationships hurt her.
Well, and she says this is her first long-term relationship, so, you know, she is wanting this relationship to work out. She wants to believe that you're not cheating, but she says the warning signs are there, the telltale signs, because she has stood where you're standing right now.
If she believed that she wanted this to work, we wouldn't be here right now.
All right, but you, Ms. Lewers, said you see the warning signs. You've been here and done that. Tell me what warning signs you see.
Okay, first, Your Honor, in the beginning of our relationship, we also were very intimate, like every day, multiple times a day.
Oh,
and
boy.
now all of a sudden, we laying in bed, he's turning away from me, and I'm like, you know, let's do something. He's like, I'm tired, I'm not in the mood.
I started working a lot more, too, you know, from the beginning, too, and I didn't have this job from the beginning. But now I got a new job, I work more hours, and I'm exhausted. And, you know, I don't always want to come home and have sex with her. I'm sorry. You know, I'm be tired, and I know I do things all day, every day, not just work. I got other priorities.
Mr. Kozak, you know, the court papers indicate that you're 23 years old.
Man, if you ain't doing it now, you ain't never gonna do it.
I
mean, Ron, am I wrong?
Not lying.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, at 23, you should have boundless energy.
Yeah, especially for that activity.
If you're not going to have it at 23, you're not going to have it at 53. I can tell you.
Can you tell him at 53?
Oh, at 53, you know, you still have some energy. Don't get me wrong, right?
I was like, I haven't missed a beat. I was like, what have I missed? Okay, all right, but it's a difference.
You got to put some extra work into it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's how you work out, Mr. Keller.
That's why I work out, you know,
All right.
stay in shape, hit the treadmill. You got to put some extra work
All
into
right,
it.
well, I appreciate it.
At 23, it should come naturally.
So those are your warning signs. Have you seen any, or do you have any evidence that supports that he's cheating actually?
Oh, yeah.
All right, tell me about
Like,
that.
one time when we finally were being intimate, he's on top of me, you know, we're getting into it, and I lean up to go kiss on his neck, and here I see in the light a hickey.
You're sure it was a hickey?
Oh, like, that's definitely what it looked like.
Where was it?
On his, like, shoulder, neck.
Right here, like on the collarbone.
Yeah, that's what I meant, collarbone.
Okay, what? Go ahead, look.
Are you saying that's not where you put it? I mean, what are you saying?
No, I know for a fact it wasn't for me. We ain't had sex in weeks.
Oh.
And the
okay.
hickey don't last that long.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right, so you have a demonstration about this hickey.
Yes.
All right, Ron, would you go help our litigant with this demonstration?
Mr. Kozak, you know.
You've been working out.
Yeah. That vest covers a lot. So where exactly did you see the hickey on Mr. Kozak?
Right.
Is that lipstick?
It was like that, right there on the, kind of like on the collarbone.
Yeah.
Mr.
Wait, hold on. Was it a fresh hickey or what? Did it look like it was fading? What did it look like?
It looked fresh. Like, you know how bruises are colored, like purple and stuff? It was like red.
Oh.
All right, Mr. Kozak.
This incident happened right after I got off work, and you know, I tried to explain to her. She wasn't accepting any answers, but you know, it happened while I was at work lifting a box. You know, in and out of the freezer.
Were you getting hickeys while you're lifting boxes?
It wasn't hickey, it was a bruise to my shoulder.
Okay.
Because I'm left-handed and I hold a box a different way, and it's full of frozen products.
Yeah, and you were working with no shirt on.
No.
And there was no tear on your shirt.
A box doesn't make
it bruised you that
A box
bad, right?
doesn't make a tear in a shirt.
And you brought a box. Would you like to demonstrate how you got this bruise?
Yes, I would.
On your collarbone that, you know, Miss Lewis thinks is a hickey.
I carry it like this, and so I can see where I'm going, and I don't drop it, and I don't bump into anything in the restaurant.
But the problem is the hickey's on the other side. See, she put it on your left side.
Yeah, can't even get your story in line.
Well, her story's out of line then.
Now, are you sure that was from the box?
I'm sure.
That's his story, Color.
He's sticking with it.
He's sticking to it. All right, do you have any other reason to believe that Mr. Kozak is cheating?
Yes, the lying about work.
The lying about work.
In the beginning of our relationship, he worked like part-time hours, 30 hours a week at the most.
Okay.
Shortly after, he had started working full-time hours plus some overtime, which is fine, no problem, more money.
Right.
So I get on our account, we have a shared account, bank account, and I checked it when he got paid, and the money didn't increase.
Huh.
So I asked him about it, and he's like, oh, well, they're taking more taxes since I'm making more money. Okay,
Which is reasonable.
Yeah,
It's reasonable, but is it true?
If I'm in the right tax bracket, it is reasonable, and it is true.
But that night, I had been cleaning the house and had found his work bag with his pay stubs in it. And these hours definitely were not matching up with what he was claiming he was working.
So did you ever go and confirm that he's working when he says he's working? Have you ever done that?
Actually, when that happened, I had started sending my niece Desiree to his work to check up on him.
Okay. And so did she see him at work?
That's what she claims.
Mr. Kozak, I mean...
Because he needed some
all these accusations and all of her just thinking I'm cheating, honestly, I wanted to get away from her. You know, she would drive me crazy, and I couldn't stand it.
Coupled with everything else, I mean, you can understand why she thinks that you're keeping time with somebody else, right?
Oh, I understand why, but, you know, it's not true.
And she's even said she sent her niece up there to see if you were at work.
And I was there, and I called her out on it, too.
What does your niece say about your relationship with Mr. Kozak?
Oh, she absolutely agrees with me. She tells me that he's definitely cheating. You know, she knows the signs, she's been there, and she told me that I should leave him.
Well, we have your side, your boyfriend's side, and we have your niece's side. She is here to testify. How are you, Miss Massey?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, good. Now, you were here before, is that correct?
Yes.
And you were accusing your aunt of cheating with your boyfriend, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, let's go to the clip.
I suspect that he is cheating on me with my aunt.
Your blood relative?
Blood relative.
Why would you think that your aunt is sleeping with your boyfriend?
Well, because she's done it before.
So how has your relationship with your aunt been since you left court?
Since leaving court, me and Cassie's relationship was okay. I mean, it didn't really go back to the way it was because, obviously, after leaving here, they had both admitted to sleeping together. Now, when she admitted it finally, I had already broken up with him. So, I mean, I was hurt, but I was okay with it because I knew he was trash anyway. She still comes to me and confides in me with her problems and everything. I just wouldn't say it is what it used to be.
But you all grew up if I remember, like sisters. You all were very close.
That is correct.
And she still sees you as a confidant. Even though it may not be what it was, you all, I would still say, it sounds like you still have a close relationship.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, I'll always have her back, to an extent.
Well, you know, your aunt has testified that you believe that Mr. Kozak is cheating on her.
That is correct.
Right, so who do you believe he's cheating with?
I'm going to let him tell you guys that.
All right?
Mr. Kozak?
I don't know what she's talking about.
We have done a complete investigation to get to the bottom of this, to find out the answers. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to find out, is he cheating? Ron, would you bring her in? How are you, Miss Cisco?
I am well, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you, as always.
Thank you.
Tell us what you did to investigate this case.
So I first had the accused write a witness statement, and I went through it looking for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. And then I studied their case files, and I put together an interview plan, and then I interviewed Mr. Kozak to see if he was cheating on Miss Lewers.
All right, Mr. Kozak, you're looking down, you got a weird smile on your face. Do you have something you need to tell this court, and more importantly, Miss Lewers?
Yes, there is actually.
All right.
Last December, when me, you, and Desiree got drunk and you passed out, me and her had sex.
That's what we on.
So, Mr. Kozak, are you saying this was just a one-time thing you're now confessing, or what's going on?
Why are you smiling like it's funny?
Well, I got a hold of her a couple days later to see if it was just a one-time thing, and, you know, it was a recurring thing. And it happened more than once.
So you've been having sex with her niece?
Yes, I have.
Since December?
Yes.
Ms. Massey, is that true?
That is completely true. I have receipts.
You have receipts?
I have proof.
Oh,
These are text messages between who and who?
Me and Mr. Kozak.
All right.
He wrote, I can't wait for all this to come out so we can finally be together. I hate acting like I'm happy. I just want to be with you.
Wow. I know, baby boy. You just got to get up the nerve to tell her. She's going to be mad, but oh well.
I'm going to marry you one day.
You wrote these?
Yes, I did.
Well, wait, there's more.
I love you.
I love you more.
Hey, Daddy, how was work?
It was good. Just wish I could have came home to you.
One day, baby, one day.
I know, it can't come soon enough, though.
Miss
Right?
Lewers.
I feel sick.
I mean, this has to be a complete, utter shock to you.
Oh, yeah. Like, I definitely thought we were past this. 2 years. You waited that long? And you hid it from me, and this is how you're gonna bring it out to me?
I wanted to tell you forever ago. He was the one that didn't want to hurt you.
Okay, we're family.
I've
You
been
could've
waiting
told
to
me.
jump on the opportunity to tell you.
We could have did this.
Was this payback for what happened before?
No.
You're sure?
I mean, it crossed my mind in the beginning, but like I said, we both got drunk, and it happened.
That was the first time. What about the second time, the third time, the fourth time, and all the other times?
Sometimes you just get addicted.
So, Mr. Kozak, it wasn't work that was tiring you out. It was trying to juggle these two women. That was what was exhausting you.
But what about when
she's done it 5 times to me? Why should I feel bad?
So it is a revenge thing?
It was in the beginning, yes, but not now. No.
So you are testifying that you're in love with Mr. Kozak?
I am.
And you want to be with him?
We are going to be together.
And Mr. Kozak, so I guess the hard question, the question du jour. When you walk out of this courtroom, who you going home with?
Oh, that's no question.
That's right.
You're going home with Miss Massey?
Yes, I am.
You got your stuff packed?
It'll be at your mom's before you get home.
Half of it's already at my house anyway.
This this is bad.
Yeah, I was done 2 years ago. I thought we were over it, you know?
Of course you were after you hurt me over and over and over.
Oh, because I did it intentionally.
Oh,
yeah,
I
didn't
wait a minute.
feel bad
How do you
for hurting
accidentally
you.
sleep with your niece's boyfriend 5 times?
Okay, yeah, and I understand that. I made my mistakes.
Okay, but I don't want to hear that. I
apologize.
didn't intentionally think. I was actually drunk. I actually made a mistake. I continued to do it because I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm not claiming that that was a mistake. The first time it was a mistake. We shouldn't have continued it, but we fell in love. You can't help who you love.
Okay.
The difference is you intentionally sober screwed 5 of my boyfriends, proceeded a relationship with 2. 1 lasted almost 5 months.
But Miss Massey, if you already know what that feels like, you've done the same thing. And 2 wrongs don't make it right.
I wanted to tell her after the first time. I didn't, out of respect for him.
You all met when you were in middle school. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you've been married for 3 years. You were separated, but you've been back together now for the last year.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Nickerson, why have you brought your wife to couples court?
To find out if my wife having an affair with another man or giving my time to someone else.
Okay.
Well, first off, Your Honor, since we've been back together for the past last year, been having private calls, phone been on priority mode, and a lot of things just ain't seem right.
So for the last year, something's just not right.
Yes, Your Honor.
You think she is cheating?
Or conversating with somebody, giving my time to somebody else.
Okay.
Just don't make me feel good at all, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, how am I giving my time to somebody else, Your Honor? I have 7 children at home. I work a job. I work a 8 to 3 shift. And when I come home, I have food cooked for him. I have the children in order. I have food on the stove for them also. They're also fed, ready for bath, ready for, family time. So how do I have enough time to do anything?
So since you've been back together, you have been covering all those bases?
I've been covering everything, sometimes the bills too.
All right, so she gets the title of Superwoman.
Excuse me, Your Honor. But I have a question. If it's all that, why her phone is set on priority mode? From the time you get home from work till it's time for you to go to work.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I have dropped my phone I don't know how many times, and that phone have a mind of its own.
A couple days ago, we sitting on the couch. I stayed up a little later. 2 private calls come through. You said you don't know who it is, but somebody constantly calling your phone private.
What time of day did those calls take place?
It was like 12-something at night. Usually I'm sleeping. So I'm wondering if I'm sleeping, she conversating with somebody or meet somebody. I don't know.
So who's calling you at midnight?
I have no idea. I don't know who that is.
So all of this is causing you to have some concerns about what your wife is doing.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this has really put your marriage on the line.
Yes, sir, it do.
I can see that these priority calls are really bothering you. Was there a time in your relationship when you felt you were the priority?
When we first got married, because I'm gonna be truthful, Your Honor, she proposed to me.
All right.
All right. See,
That made me feel
one who knows what she wants, step through it.
That made me feel like I was the priority then. Because I had never had a woman propose to me like that or do the things she was doing. In the relationship I came from, I was tired of being hurt. So I'm like, yes, I do. I will.
So tell me about this. So what made you decide to make that move?
We got together and I seen him, I told my friends, I was like, that's gonna be my husband. I used to tell him, I was like, that's gonna be my husband, that's gonna be my husband. And when we first met, he was coming home from football practice. I was walking to go and meet my little cousin at her school. And I seen him, he was with his shirt off, and I was like, I said, girl, who is that? She said, oh, that's my bro. I said, oh, good, he ain't your man, so tell him I say hey. And,
Well, Mr. Cutler, I can kind of remember back in the day when you would come off the basketball court and I'd be grinning and you be grinning.
Flexing my muscles and...
Well, yeah. But I just remember those were the good old days right there.
That's before I got the dad bod, right?
Well, you still got a cute thing working.
Okay, well, the dad bod, that's the thing right now.
I didn't know that.
You better recognize.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, you told us about the private calls that she's gotten. What else do you have? There's got to be more than that to make you think that she's cheating now.
It's the private calls, the priority mode. You receive pictures from other male body parts.
Okay, wait a minute. What? Have you received pictures of men's body parts?
I did, Your Honor, and that was after the fact that when I moved to Houston, well, we were supposed to be moving to Houston. I took a job offer. and it was working 7 days on, 7 days off. So every day that I was in Houston, I would call his phone. He wouldn't answer his phone. I have 6 screenshot pages of him conversating with females. Oh, you look good in that little black dress last night at the club. Oh, you was looking good. Oh, can we finish what we started a long time ago? Oh, you looking nice. Hey, what's up, shorty? Don't be no stranger. Say hey back sometimes.
Wait. Hold on. We asked you a very specific question, and that question was, how did you have a man's male part on your phone?
Because I was conversating with someone when I was in Houston after I figured that I was single because I was getting no response.
So how did you find out about this picture, Mr. Nickerson?
See, we had the same exact 2 phones.
He opened the phone.
And when the phone went off, we had the same ringtone. I slid down on the phone, and there's a picture.
But it wasn't your phone, it was her phone.
It was her phone, because I know no male should be sending me no pictures of nobody.
And it wasn't your private parts
And
either.
it wasn't mine.
Okay.
I'm like, so who this is? I don't know. How you don't know? It's your phone, they sent this picture. Then he sent a picture of his face. So I asked her I don't know who that is.
I honestly didn't know who it was, you know. I don't know the number. I didn't save nobody's number. I was just conversating with random people, y'all. I was hurt. I was torn. I was distraught, and he just hurt me to the core. It was so much this man done to me.
Okay, wait. I understand if somebody sends you just a private part, you may or may not be able to identify it. But when they send, I don't know. But when they send you a picture of their face, you still didn't know who it was?
I still didn't know, y'all. Apparently, it was somebody I was conversating with.
You say you understand what it's like to get a random picture of somebody's private parts? What?
I was talking about in the general, like, I could understand if you got that and you didn't know.
Okay.
Because you didn't know that particular person.
So how do you understand it? Is this from personal experience?
Not at all, Mr. Cutler.
So you haven't been getting any random phone calls from random people with random body parts?
No.
You're talking generally.
Yeah, we're talking generally, very general.
Okay, all right.
Extremely general.
All right.
Okay.
And Your Honor.
Woo, you about to get me in trouble.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So I get a job at the furniture store delivering furniture. We deliver it come lunchtime. So I go home. I have a house key to the house. I pull on the screen door. It's locked. So why you have my screen door locked?
Well, it could be for safety reasons, right?
They have enough locks on the door on the inside.
Okay.
You banging on the door, I go immediately to the door, open the curtain and tell you to hold on. And I also see the man standing behind you. So I reach right there, I grab my moo-moo, I put my moo-moo on, and I open the door immediately, and y'all both walk through the house. Did y'all see anybody? Did y'all smell any candles burning?
Actually,
did you see the phone light on?
All right.
No, you didn't see none of that.
Actually, he didn't come in.
I have to ask you this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever cheated?
Not while we were together.
Okay.
When I found out the incident, when I was in Houston, yes, I did sleep with someone. Yes, I did tell him before I moved back home, I gave him a decision whether he still wanted to pursue our marriage or not. He said we were going to work it out because he wanted to. I said, now, do you have anything that you need to tell me? He looked me in my face and he told me no, and that was a bold-faced lie. He's cheated on me before. I found messages, I found pictures, I found all of this.
Wait. Let me understand. There was a period of separation where you were living separate from him.
It was a period, yes.
And during that period is when you had relations with someone else?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How many folks?
It was 2.
Okay. And then you all get back together and you tell him, I was with these 2 men.
I sure did.
Because you're trying to clear the air.
Exactly, and I did it because I was hurt.
All right, and then you all move forward.
First off, Your Honor.
So do you believe there were more than 2?
Yes, sir. The reason why I say that, because when we moved to her hometown, I go to the gas station one day. Her and her sister talk about everything. So I run into her sister at the gas station. So we start talking and all this. Her sister come tell me, well, did she tell you she slept with Rollo? She told me a totally different name. So I'm like, hold on.
Okay, so your understanding is when you all were separated, she told you about one man, and eventually told you about another man.
She told me about one. Her sister come tell me about another one. Then she told me about the other one. So it become 3.
All right, would you state your name, please, for the court?
Tamika Shelton, April Nickerson's oldest sister.
Did you know that your sister was seeing other men?
In Houston, yes.
You did know that?
Yes.
Okay, and how did you know that?
We talk a lot. It's not like I was trying to tell on her, but it was like, my thing is, y'all squashed this from Houston. So when y'all came to Louisiana, that should have been left in Houston. He was telling me about April told him about the guy in Houston. She didn't tell you about such and such. It was the wrong name because all I could think about was Fred Sanford. I know the name started like with an R or something, so I'm like Rollo. So that's all I can do is just give a name. I was thinking about Sanford and Son when I said the name.
Well, that was one of my favorite shows, and Rollo was a character for sure.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm told from you was one name, then your sister tell me is another name.
Okay, but
Who can I
excuse me,
believe?
Your Honor. He's not telling you about the girl that started all of this. Gerald, like, you making it seem like I just did you so wrong. Like, you forgot that the girl texted your phone thinking I was you, talking about, is your wife around? I miss you. I just want to see you on your lunch break. You told these women about me. That's why I don't trust you.
I told her.
You making it seem like
woman,
I am just the bad person.
me and my wife
No.
getting back together, don't text or call from my phone no more.
So why she saying she just want to see you on your lunch break? She just miss you so much and she don't care.
If I done told her don't call or text my phone anymore, I can't do nothing about it.
Wait. We can't hear both of you at the same time. Here's my question. Was this a woman you were involved with during the break?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it was before. That's what led to the break.
That was during the break. She was staying in Houston at the time when I met the woman.
And that's your story, you stick it to it?
That's the truth. That's not a story.
All right, why do you think it was before that point?
Because that's why he wasn't answering his phones for me. Because he was too busy involved with her.
This is the reason you all had the break.
Her and all the other 110 women that I've seen in his messenger.
Wasn't that me?
That's why I went on break.
So, what we have here, Mr. Nickerson, you believe that your wife is cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you find out that she is cheating, you're gone.
I'm gone, Your Honor.
Right. Well, the court has ordered a polygraph test on Miss Nickerson, and we have those results. Ron, would you please escort former Special FBI agent and licensed private investigator Kendall Shull into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Shull, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You administered a polygraph examination for Miss Nickerson, is that correct?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, and you asked her a series of questions.
I did.
Miss Nickerson was asked, since being married to Mr. Nickerson, other than the two men you've admitted to, have you had sexual intercourse with any other man? What was her response?
She said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
There you go. Wait a minute. You left you some lipstick. It's all right. It's all right.
Remember me.
Well, this is a good way.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
You ran my detector test, but does Mr. Nickerson have any results that he have?
Well, under the court procedure, we also had a polygraph examination performed of Mr. Nickerson, and we have those results as well.
You asked Mr. Nickerson, since being married, other than the one girl your wife knows about, have you had sexual intercourse with any other woman? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
Oh, really? Really, Mr. Nickerson? But it was me the whole time, right? I'm the stripper girlfriend, I'm the stripper wife, but
Mr. Nickerson?
what were you doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who was this other woman, or who were these other women?
It was one other woman I received.
Oh, really? Or maybe three or four,
I received
five?
oral sex from.
Okay, Mr. Nickerson, here's the problem I have with this. First of all, I think it's interesting you were pointing at her, but our polygraph was very specific. It said sexual intercourse.
Exactly.
Versus sexual contact.
This is the clean break point. Right now, here today.
And if he can't tell
What
the truth,
is the story, sir?
I don't want to do it.
I had oral sex with a woman, and we had sex.
That same woman?
The same woman.
I'm hurt. I'm honestly hurt. My best friend hurt me.
Sorry.
You can't be honest with me. No matter how much I try, no matter how much honesty I give you, you don't give it in return.
From the past, you still hold on to the past. Like
No,
I
I'm
asked
not.
you,
I'm holding
how
on
you
to the
hold on
present.
from the past? We trying to get to the future.
But Mr. Nickerson, do you want this to work? Because it doesn't sound like you're apologizing. You're kind of justifying what you're doing. Do you want this to work?
Yes, Your Honor. I love my wife. I grew up in a house without a dad, so I'm willing to be there for mine.
I have 4 girls. They can't look up to me and say, oh, mom is a mama figure, you know, but she keep letting daddy hurt her. I have to be a prime example for my kids.